I don't like this phrase, emotional intelligence. Can we call it something else? That was the first thing that came out of the CEO's mouth. And you looking at it, you looking at me demonstrating, may immediately be able to say, like, oh, they're in resistance. There's something beneath that. Absolutely, there's something beneath that. And empathy isn't about agreeing. I certainly didn't agree with the fact that we don't like this phrase. I don't like this phrase. There's no agreement that exists there. But tactical empathy is about recognizing there's something there and encouraging the other person to tell you what they're thinking and feeling. Because the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth is not the fullness of everything they're thinking and feeling. And we do a disservice if we don't ask, tell me more. And when he told me more, what we ended up discovering was he equated the word emotional with crying, and then also equated crying with women. And what was problematic was needing to deal with people who were crying at work. So this led us down a road of being very clear about the difference between emotions at work are valid. They are to be expected. Human beings are coming to work, humans feel. So people are going to feel things about stuff that's going on. That's okay. What might not be appropriate are their behaviors that come out of their emotions, especially ones that are unattended and unmanaged. So what we discussed as an executive group was everything around which behaviors are a reflection of your company culture and your company core values, and which behaviors are violations of those things. So it isn't the emotion that's problematic. It's when someone starts swearing at someone else or name calling, or when someone starts breaking down in tears in front of a stakeholder or a client. The behavior is problematic because it violates an expectation of performance, an expectation related to our values and our culture. We also went down this road in space of how does then leadership ensure that they are demonstrating? Lead by demonstrating. So right now as an executive team, how often are you demonstrating the inappropriate behaviors because your emotions are unattended or unmanaged? Because if you're allowed to do them, everyone else is going to do them. But if you hold yourself and yourselves accountable to behavioral expectations, then other people will follow suit. They will learn that this is not appropriate, and they will learn that when they are held accountable to it, they have to do something about it. We arm our leadership to be emotionally intelligent, to use the framework of accountability when it comes to emotional intelligence in our workplace. I see that you have an emotion. I'm not going to name it. What I also see is this behavior. This behavior is a violation of our core value of respect. What is it that you need in order to manage yourself better? We don't put on the cape as leaders and solve or fix someone else's emotional experience. We hold them accountable to a behavioral expectation and we ask them, what do you need to do? We call them up. And when we call them up, we validate that your emotions are okay, your behavior is not. We ask them to claim responsibility for their behaviors. What do you need? Essentially, we're demonstrating empathy balanced with assertiveness, which is the framework for accountability. And what we encourage is that people claim responsibility for how they show up at work and ask for what it is that they need so that they can perform. And as a leader, your whole job is just to notice it and articulate it, and then hold the individual accountable. Step number one, we have to get rid of our own limiting beliefs about, I don't like this phrase, emotional intelligence. I don't like emotions in the workplace. Well, unless you've got all robots, emotions are coming. So they're valid. Get clear and articulate what your behavioral expectations are in your workplace. Arm your leaders with the expectations of holding people accountable to them. And now you've got an emotionally intelligent culture.